let's go ahead and load up those Blender files. And now let's switch over to the other camera. There we go. So we were finishing the V tablet that we started last time but didn't get finished. So that's what we will be doing this time, is finishing it. So let's just get started, shall we? So that one is sort of set. Let's see. I'll go with that. Now we need this one. So that looks good to me. The UV map looks horrible, but I'm not that concerned because it is finished. And sometimes you just have to work with what you've got. So now that we've got this one done, we've just got one more to go. So let's save this one. And now open up all the tokens, and we're going to take the final key token, the E1, and delete the rest of them. Get it centered up here. And let's save it as token E. Now that we've got it saved, we need to UV unwrap it, as we've been doing with the others. So we get all the main edges selected, and I just realized I didn't have screencast keys on for you. If you are trying to follow along, that would be helpful, I would imagine. But right now we're just holding the Shift and Alt keys down and right-clicking on the edges we're wanting to select. Get them all done here, and then select to there. And enough here that it'll be an easier set of faces to work with. All right, that should be nearly everything. Let's get them all. And this should have gone all the way through. Same here. Okay, there we go. Now we can come over here on the left where it says shading UVs, and we want to mark seam. And with the seams marked, we now need to split the view. And now with the view split, we need to take the one on the right and switch it to UV Image Editor. Could also do the same to the one on the left. I'm just partial to having it over here. Select everything in the 3D window. Go back to Shading UVs, unwrap, unwrap. And we have everything unwrapped over here now. Did I not mark something on the E? Oh. I gotta be careful, make sure you get everything marked. I missed this one, and so we're getting this extra bit over here that we don't need. So we mark that as a seam, and now if we unwrap it again, there, it moved it over, which is what I was expecting it to look like. So now we'll just pull everything off, and like we did before, we're going to reuse that same texture map from before. So we load that in. And now let's get the basics tended to. Get the main E section selected. And moved up. Let's do it a lighter color this time. So we'll have it over here. I think that's what I did on the V, wasn't it? I think so. And then the inner portion of the main tablet body. I'm trying to think of how to describe what I'm talking about. But it'll be this one because it's the smaller of the two. Can move it up there as well. Just grab these two and pin them. And now let's see how that looks over here on the model. So we go change it from solid to textured. And there we see these two are the same shades as is expected. Now to get the sides loaded up right. So we're going to use the darker shade for these. Once I am able to get them selected. There we go. Scale these down a bit and slide them up and in. There we go. Now, let's just pin these right quick. And with these, we have to figure out which ones we're working with, because some are for the E and some are for the rest of the outline. So if we turn on sync selection, we can select some of them and see which ones are which. And all we really want right now are these. So if we go into face select mode, Shift Alt and right click on one of the edges, it will do what's known as a ring select or a loop select, which selects all of the faces on that loop, and we now see which ones those are. So we can take this and move it up into the dark area, like so. And now we know that these are the ones on the E, which we're going to move into that same area, but it's nice to know which ones you're looking at. So we can turn sync off again for a quick moment to make sure we get these pinned. Now let's get the back laid in. So that looks pretty all right to me. And we're going to pin it. And then begins the process all over again of getting things lined up properly. So we want these for this side, and they line up with these. So we now know which one we're working with over here. We can get it selected. There we go. And now to, oh, I made a mistake there. Let's move it back. Deselect these before we move these. And so what we're going to want to do is flip it on the X, so everything lines up easier. And we're just going to start this one back here. Move that in a bit closer so it looks better. And that'll be okay. So that one's in place. We will come back to this overhang shortly. But we want to get this dealt with first. So, gonna need to move it all down again. Probably to there. Or should I be, yeah, I'm making a mistake here, aren't I? Scale the entire thing in a bit first. Make it easier to work with overall. And now, pull this over. Now down a bit. Nope. Okay, well, if one way doesn't work, leave it flipped the other way. And just work from it on this end. That should do for that one. Ooh, that's better. Now the other one over here, I believe. So let's get this top lined up. Then there we go. That looks okay to me. Now just this last edge here. Grab it and move it over. Scale it down. That looks equal enough. So the first one we need to be working with. It's going to be this one. So start it. Let's see, start it right about here. And just work it to where it starts to line up like we want. That looks okay. Now okay. There we go. Now for this last one down here. And this one, we're going to move it over on the x-axis just a little bit. Get it lined up here. There we go. So let's just make sure everything is pinned over here on the map and save it. And let's switch over to the other camera. Because that's going to be it for this session of the Blender Learning Series. I'll see you in the next one. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. If you did, right here, let's move my head over. There we go. Right here is going to be another video in the future for the next in this particular series. And over here is going to be the previous video in this series, along with a subscribe button down below it. So feel free to give that a hit, and be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't. And let's see. Oh yeah, be sure to leave a comment. I'd appreciate knowing what your thoughts are. Until the next one, everyone.